What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. I am your host, Mistress Carrie, and welcome to my war room for the 152nd time. Cocktails in the War Room started back on March 14th of 2020, and we have gotten together collectively for 152 episodes, 80 episodes in a row. Then last June, when the Mistress Carrie podcast launched, we started the show as a weekly show, and we've been doing it ever since. So welcome. If you are new to the War Room, we always ask you to let us know in the comments that this is your first time in the War Room, and let us know where you're joining us from so that the self-described family of the War Room can welcome you properly. Now, the other thing I can tell you, depending on how much viewing and what's going on right now, if you can open another browser window, go into the blog at mistresscarrie.com, and you can read my dictionary, which is the glossary of war room terms, inside jokes. That'll get you caught up a little bit. For everybody else, welcome back to the War Room, everybody. Cheers. First things first. Little Fernandez sangria action tonight. Delicious. I know you guys are all watching the Red Sox game at the same time. Now, what you guys may or may not have known is that there's a TV in the War Room. And I put it in so that if I were ever hanging out in the War Room and there was something going on TV, that there would be a television here. So I had to get the cable run. I had to do the whole thing. This TV, maybe a dozen times since I moved into this house, maybe a dozen and a half times, has it ever even been turned on. Most of the time it's for Super Bowls, championship games. If something big is going on television and there's a bunch of people in the house, which happens from time to time. But a lot of the time, I just don't even have the TV on. I've never had the TV on while we've been in the War Room together, but I've got it situated right now so that I can see it. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm not getting old and that I need readers. But right now, I believe that the Red Sox are beating the Yankees 2-0. So as long as we're all clear on that, we can really get into the show. Let's see. Pretty good night for me, says Travis. Game is on ESPN, says Mark. Slipknot, says John. Yeah, Slipknot is in town on Friday. We'll talk about that a little bit more coming up. Walter, get the Sox game on. MC, your hair looks fab tonight. Oh, thanks. It's been a little bit of a hectic day today. Had a lot of running around to do today. Made it to the post office. We'll talk about that in the mail call. Had to get my car inspected. Sorry, Commonwealth. My car inspection was due at the end of September. And because of my birthday and everything else going on and such a busy weekend, I forgot to get my car inspected. So I had to go and do that today. Just a lot of crazy kind of running around. And I can definitely tell that we are kind of in the fourth quarter of the year now, that not only are the ratings periods in radio open back up again, but also you're really starting to see a lot of stuff happening with businesses getting ready for the holiday season. And so things have been super crazy busy, but not complaining whatsoever. There's a lot going on. Are you enjoying your purple camo gift? Yeah. So you guys in the mail call, there's some very cool stuff coming up. Yes, Michelle, I actually keep it. I keep it in a case that I call my gig box, and it's kind of like a junk drawer, but when you're on the road. So every roadie has their equivalent of a gig box. It's just what I've always called it. It's the place where you keep the gaff tape, the duct tape, the zip ties, just kind of all of the stuff that you're going to need to solve problems, extra adapters, all of that kind of stuff. And so, Michelle, your purple camo gift is in my gig box. So thank you very much for that. Happy belated birthday, says Brito. Thank you very much. Car inspections, no comment. Shh. Mark says, I saw Christmas shit at Walgreens today. I do not accept that behavior. It's not Halloween yet. I have been spending a lot of time decorating and stuff for Halloween, trying to get into the Halloween spirit. I got some things for my birthday, including one that I'm going to show you guys in the mail call tonight from my sister. That's kind of hilarious. So I'll show you guys that. But it's been pretty crazy busy. One of the first things that I wanted to show you guys, because I promised, and for everybody that has a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, we were talking about this on Sunday night, because every month, the people that have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, we get together once a month for a private live stream. And so we got together on Sunday night, and it was like, I was trying to finish it before the Pats game started, but they kind of overlapped a little bit because we were talking about so much stuff. But I promised everybody with a Backstage Pass that I would get this picture for you guys on the show tonight. So a little backstory. My house is kind of a funky 60s, mid-century, weird. Oh, hold on a second. Hi. Do you want to back up and say hi to everybody? They're right up here. Do you see them? They're right up here. See them? Right here. Say hi. Hi, everyone. I've been trained that if I come and sit on the green couch and look cute on Tuesday nights, that I get cookies. Oh, look at that spot. Oh, look at her face. Oh, she loves it so much. Oh. For anybody that's new to the War Room, this is my co-host, Wednesday the Goth Pug. She has been riding out the pandemic with all of us and is kind of the co-host of the show and doesn't know where her mark is anymore. Sit down. Sit. Good girl. Down. Good girl. And she does it for treats only. Get back up and sit down. Be a good girl. There you go. Her best pal Zero is joining us in the War Room as well. So this is Wednesday. That's where you can find her on Instagram, by the way. She joins us every week. Sometimes it's for 5 minutes. Sometimes she sits on my lap for the whole show. We just don't know. She's very temperamental, and she joins us when she wants to. And obviously, right now, she wants to because she wants cookies. Right? Is that what you want? You're going to wag your tail for everyone? Look up here. Wag your tail. Wag it. What are you doing? She knows there's another one in here, so hold on a second. Good girl. Good girl. You're chewing with your mouth open, Wednesday. It's very rude. Here you go, Zero. You see that cinnamon bun wiggling her tail? Do you see that? Look at it. Just a little wiggle. Wiggle it. Just a little bit. If you're new to the War Room, I apologize. I don't usually sing hip-hop classics to the wagging of my dog's tail, but it has been known to happen from time to time. Usually, once the cookies are gone, Wednesday usually takes off. Yeah, you heard that word, didn't you? Yeah, I know you did. She has not been happy with the rainy weather that we've been having the last couple days. I don't know about you guys, but I had this mean instinct to make chicken soup yesterday. And Wednesday had chicken soup for lunch. She was very happy with me, right? Did you have my soup for lunch today? Do you want one more cookie? Just one more? That's all I have left. Can you sit? Sit. No, sit. You're doing your tricks out of order. Sit down. Paw. Hey! Shush! I told you Zero was here. Hey! Don't be fresh, Paw. No, don't bite my hand. Sit. High five. That's it. There's no more. There's no more cookies. That's it. They're all gone. All gone. They're all gone. Can I rub your belly? Hold on. Say hi to everybody. Want to say hi? Say hi. Do you want to say hi? Okay. That's it. That's all there is. Now you'll probably leave, right? Is that what you're going to do? That's it. Yeah, see? I told you they were going to take off. Ungrateful bastards. All right, so I want to show you the picture. So, hey, what are you doing? There's none left. They're all gone. So my house is weird. And when I moved in, this bathroom was wallpapered with wallpaper that literally made a friend of mine vomit because they got vertigo while they were wasted in my bathroom. So I turned it into a rubber ducky bathroom. That's my rubber ducky collection. That is, there she goes. That's the rubber ducky collection. So as you can see, the Kiss ones are still in the case right here that I got from the boat at the 150th episode. But there's a little bit of everything in there. So I wanted to show you guys the rubber ducky collection. I actually installed those little the glass shelves in the bathroom because there's 2 sinks. You can kind of see them in the mirrors. Specifically for the rubber ducky collection. So it's a rubber ducky themed bathroom. There's all kinds of weird rubber ducky stuff. And there's a rubber ducky shower curtain and everything is rubber duck themed. My sister one year for Christmas got me the actual patent filing for the original rubber ducky with the government for the patent. And so that's framed and hanging up in there. And I just collect these weird things. So I wanted to show you guys the rubber ducky collection and that's what you see when you come in my bathroom. Now, I will tell you that over the years, I have had some knockdown, drag-out parties. And in particular, a lot of my AAF to Afghanistan military buddies who have stayed at the house with and without their significant others that have gotten drunk, I have found my rubber ducky collection in precarious positions, hidden around the house, kind of like an impromptu scavenger hunt. And it's taken me a while to be able to find all the ducks because, well, my drunk friends take them and put them in seriously compromising positions. And I'll go downstairs into the bathroom and the ducks are all gone. And then I start finding them later. So I promised you guys a picture of the rubber ducky collection. There you go. Dave says, happy belated birthday. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun, says Annette. Any reference is a good one. Let's see. Out riding my bike. Miss you guys. Kathy, I'm so jealous right now. What did the old wallpaper look like? Sean, we used to call it Vietnam. That's what we called the old wallpaper. It was, imagine like an Art Deco jungle scene. And the people that used to own my house wallpapered everything. The doors, the light switch plates, so that when you went into a small space like a bathroom with crazy wallpaper and you closed the door was wallpapered, the switch plates were wallpapered, and if you didn't have your druthers, you could get vertigo, which is what made my friend vomit, because he got vertigo and got dizzy because the duckies were kind of crazy. So, yeah. I saved some samples of the wallpaper. I didn't take a picture of those for you, but the paper is known by my friends and family because when you say, that bathroom, yeah, it was a lot. So there is the famous rubber ducky collection. Like I said, there's pictures and stuff up on the walls, but those are the actual ducks. The one next to Kiss down here, sorry, God damn it. This one right here, that's the duck with the dick that somebody sent me in the mail call. That it swims along the surface and looks completely harmless. But you know how they say like a duck is all action underneath? Well, instead of its little footsies, there's a submarine attached to the duck. That's what's under there. So there you go. There's the ducks. All right. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's a lot of effing ducks. Yeah, exactly. No comment. Oh my God. Let's see. Please don't say there was shag carpet. No, there was not shag carpet in the bathroom, but there was a lot going on with a lot of the wallpaper in this house. Not just that bathroom, but crazy. Ryan, don't worry about it. He says, sorry, lost track of time watching the Sox. We're all watching the Sox too, dude, so it's totally fine. Elsa wants to know how my husband is doing. He is doing very well. Thank you. Last week, we hit the 1 year anniversary of the date that he left. So it's been officially a year since he deployed, and we got a few more months to go. We got to get into the new year, and then he'll be able to come home. So the angle of the dangle, Joe says, is that the ducking bathroom? It is the ducking bathroom. Exactly, Will. It's literally the ducking bathroom. So let's talk about the podcast, because I have been dying to talk to you guys about who's on the podcast this week. I can't wait. So I want to talk to you guys about last week. So we got 2 episodes last week. One you guys knew about, episode 69, featuring my friend, record producer Toby Wright. That came out on Wednesday. And then I got a surprise phone call on Friday for my birthday from the one and only Dean DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots. And that went up as a bonus episode Friday afternoon on the podcast. So if you have not checked out those episodes, they are available for you. Toby Wright and I, as I told you last week, tried something different. And I got some feedback from people with a backstage pass over the weekend that people really like the format, which was Toby and I decided to interview each other and put the interview up on both of our podcasts at the same time. So he has a podcast called My Right Stuff, and then we put it up on the Mistress Carrie podcast as well. And sorry, I have to move this down here a little bit. There we go. So I thought it was really fun because Toby had things that he had kind of wondered about me and things that he wanted to know about me. And then it was like playing tennis or ping pong or whatever, where we were going back and forth, asking each other questions. And when Toby started talking about the artists that he had worked with, the behind the scenes stories of, say, recording drums for Lars Ulrich for And Justice for All, or the story behind Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies, and how they had written and recorded and produced and mixed that entire EP in just 10 days, when at the beginning of the process, they didn't even have any songs written at all. Hearing him talk about how creative Lane was and how Lane would work on lyrics outside of the rest of the band. Hearing him talk about how they recorded Korn. And I believe it was Freak on a Leash that he said they kind of recorded through a whirling fan to get that weird guitar tone. Hearing those kinds of, it's okay, Brianna. Everybody's like, I forgot what day it was. I know it's been a little crazy. But I love hearing producers' stories when it comes to the behind the scenes stories of songs we really know, and to hear their perspective and to hear how the songs got put together. Especially from the perspective of a producer. Like if you guys remember the Alice Cooper episode, which was like 20 something episodes, I think it was episode 41. Alice Cooper, one of the things he said when I asked him about giving advice to new bands, Alice Cooper said, when you're working with a good producer, you don't know more than him, and don't act like you do. And so when you're working with a guy like Toby Wright, who's got such an amazing resume and has worked with these amazing artists who all function differently when they're creating music. The dynamic is different. Some bands lock themselves in a room all together and hash out ideas. Some bands will work on the music together, and then like I believe Slipknot writes this way, that Corey Taylor handles the actual lyric writing, but that he needs the music. It's kind of like that Elton John, Bernie Taupin kind of thing, where Bernie writes the lyrics, but Elton then goes in and writes the melody and actually puts the music to it. So I find it really interesting hearing the different dynamics of the bands. And then it forced me, after we recorded this episode, for me to go back and listen to the songs that he talked about. And I told you guys this was a long playlist that the corresponding playlist for this episode is linked in there. So I love hearing these kind of stories from producers, and hearing the band's perspective and then hearing the producer's perspective. Now, sometimes when I record these episodes, they get recorded like out of sequence, or I'll record them and then it'll sit for like a week or two, and then I'll go back and produce it. And so in my haste, after I recorded with Toby Wright, there had been a lot of other stuff going on. And then this week's episode of the podcast, I had an opportunity to ask this side of the story, and I ran out of time. And I was so bummed that I ran out of time, because this week's episode 70 of the Mistress Carrie podcast, features Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. And I was so excited that Jerry came on the podcast. We recorded early in the morning, and I had all of my questions and everything laid out. And Jerry is one of those guys where if he's in a great mood and he's talkative, he just talks. And then sometimes if it's early and he's tired, or if it's the end of a really long day, sometimes his answers aren't as long. And I wanted to talk to him about the Toby Wright interview and talk to him about Jar of Flies, but we got talking about football and all of this other stuff. And I never asked Jerry Cantrell about Toby Wright and about the recording of Jar of Flies. And I'm like, fuck. But Jerry is coming to Boston as part of his tour to celebrate the release of his upcoming album. And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get him on the podcast again before he gets out on the road and is in Boston in April. So I will be sure to ask him about Toby Wright and Jar of Flies. But I think you guys are really going to like this episode. Jerry talks about songwriting and what makes a project something for his solo record versus an Alice in Chains album, kind of what the writing dynamic is within Alice in Chains. He talked about Eddie Van Halen. We talked about guitar tone and songwriting. He had a lot to say about the Seattle music scene and a ton to talk about when it came to Nancy Wilson and Ann Wilson and Heart. We also talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I will tell you that this got recorded the day before they announced who was actually playing the Super Bowl halftime show, which, by the way, is Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige. Jerry and I actually had a discussion theorizing about who would be playing the Super Bowl halftime show. And right after we recorded the interview, literally the next day, the NFL and Pepsi came out with the announcement about who was playing the halftime show. So obviously when you go and listen to it, when we recorded it, we didn't know yet who was playing. So let's see. You guys are all wishing Penny a happy birthday. We haven't gotten to the birthdays yet, but happy birthday, Penny. Happy unbirthday, Keith. Ooh, that kind of looks cool. If I hold the sangria up to the light, it turns my face colors. Cool. Fernandez is so delicious. So I cannot wait for you guys to check out episode 70 of the podcast. It comes out at midnight tonight. As always, I'll remind you that if you subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, you also, on top of getting the full-length weekly episodes, on top of the bonus episodes, you also get the Sit Rep, which is all your rock news, music headlines, and entertainment info and updates in under 5 minutes, and you get it every weekday. And so there's always a lot of stuff going on. I know we talk about a lot of music stuff here in the War Room, but every day there's a ton of movie stuff and concert announcements and music headlines. And it's not just rock stuff. There's definitely rock stuff in there, but I try to keep you guys up to date on kind of everything that's going on in pop culture and entertainment as well. And so you get the Sit Rep, and it uploads at like 3 a.m. So if you're up super, super early and you're looking for something to listen to, the Sit Rep is always going to be there for you. And here is just a small sampling of all of the places that you can subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast. Basically, the answer is wherever you listen to podcasts, if you search the Mistress Carrie podcast and you find this, damn it, right there, that artwork, then you found the Mistress Carrie podcast. So hit subscribe. You can listen to every episode on mistresscarrie.com. I know that there are some people that are still a little intimidated by podcasting and kind of how it works. You can just always go to my website, pick the episode you want to listen to, and just click play. I also want to let you know that we are holding steady at 117 countries that have listened to the Mistress Carrie podcast. And our neighbors to the north in Canada continue to be the nation that listens to the Mistress Carrie podcast, the second most behind the United States, of course. So we always want to show some love to our Canadian friends up north because they obviously have good taste in podcasts. Let's talk about some music headlines and some of the stuff that's going on. David Lee Roth announced that after his brief residency in Vegas at the end of the year, which is going to kick off on New Year's Eve, that he's retiring from performing. And there's like 5 shows in Vegas, and then David Lee Roth is done. So that was a little bit surprising. The band Vended, who is the new band featuring Corey Taylor and Clown from Slipknot's Sons, that played the Knotfest in Iowa recently, announced that they were going to do a string of shows. One of those shows is actually coming to Boston on November 21st. They're playing at Sonia, which is at the Middle East, and details on that show have been added to the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. I think it's $13 to get in, and there's a bunch of different bands playing. Metallica is releasing exclusively through Walmart a Funko Pop album collection. So it's not just the individual Funko dolls or action figures, whatever we want to call the Funko Pops, but this is one of the album tribute ones. It's got the Black Album era Metallica lineup featuring Jason Newsted. It's got the album artwork, and then it's got all 4 members of the band in a case in front of a platinum record. And they're only going to be available through Walmart, and you can pre-order them, or you can order them right now, and they're not going to ship until December. So if there's a Metallica fan that you have on your shopping list for the holidays, as much as it kills my soul to think about shopping for the holidays, because these aren't going to ship till December. If you're a Metallica fan or you know a Metallica fan, the only place you can get these is at walmart.com, and they're going to ship in December. New releases this week. It's not just music that's come out. Dave Chappelle's new comedy special, The Closer, came out today on Netflix. Dave Grohl's new book, The Storyteller, came out today. The stories have been hilarious about how he ended up swing dancing to New Orleans jazz with AC/DC, how he introduced Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age to John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin at his 40th birthday party at Medieval Times in Anaheim, California. And that is how Them Crooked Vultures got put together. There's a ton of crazy stories in the book, but the book comes out today, and it's basically available everywhere. And then there's a bunch of music that comes out on Friday. There's a new album from Gus G, who's Ozzy's old guitar player. There's a new album from Jeff Scott Soto. There's new stuff coming out from Local H and Trivium, and that's all coming out on Friday. Tom Morello's album comes out on the 15th, so we got that coming out next week. Bad Wolves released another song with their new lead singer DL called House of Cards today. It's off of their new album, Dear Monsters, that comes out at the end of the month. The Bad Wolves album is coming out the same day as the Jerry Cantrell album as well. So October 29th is going to be a big day because that's also the day John 5's record comes out, which is called Sinner. So there's a lot of new music coming out this month. Also, speaking of books, Nikki Sixx has got his new book coming out called The First 21, and he's got the corresponding album as well from 6 a.m. That's called Hits. We got an update on Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest. Now, last week we talked about how Richie Faulkner had a heart attack on stage at the Louder Than Life Festival. Well, today, Richie Faulkner took to social media himself to tell the story. He had what's called an aortic aneurysm, which basically means that his heart valve exploded and he started bleeding into his chest cavity. Now, Richie Faulkner told the story, and there is video. If you go online, you can find it. He said that it happened during the song Painkiller, that he had the aortic aneurysm. And if you see fan video, which is up on YouTube, you can see that he looks kind of out of it. And he addressed in the social media post that he felt weird, but that there was so much adrenaline from the performance that he looked kind of out of it. And if you watch the video, you can see it in his face that something's going on. Obviously, in hindsight, we know what was happening. He was literally dying. He also says that Judas Priest only played an hour set that night because Metallica was headlining that night of Louder Than Life. He said, had Judas Priest been headlining that night, they would have played like an hour and a half or 2 hour set, which he would not have known. I can't believe he didn't feel the serious pain. It just goes to show you how powerful adrenaline is. He says he basically would have just kept playing until he collapsed. And then whether or not he would have had time in an ambulance to get to the hospital for them to be able to repair his heart, he doesn't know. And so you can go and watch the video. It's all fan cell phone video, but because of the big giant video screens at Louder Than Life, there are shots of him on the big video screens, and it's crazy. In his social media post, he also said that he's got like 5 mechanical pieces in his heart now, and that he is really metal now, which it's unbelievable that a week and a half after he had a major heart attack on stage and went through a 10.5-hour reconstructive surgery on his heart, that he's making jokes on social media today. Modern science, man. Now, Judas Priest has postponed the rest of their tour, including the dates at the end of this month that they were supposed to play on the 30th at Mohegan and on the 31st at the Songus in Lowell, because they don't know when he's going to be able to get back out on the road. So if you have tickets to Judas Priest, just hold on to them. The band is planning to reschedule. They're just waiting to find out about Richie Faulkner's health and when they're going to be able to reschedule. But I thought that was the craziest story, because it's not very often that you're able to watch someone's heart attack in real time, and that it's not very often that he actually has video of his own heart attack on stage and he survived it. It's amazing. Brian Johnson's book is also coming out this month. It's called The Lives of Brian. It comes out on October 26th. We'll be talking about Brian Johnson a little bit more in the show coming up. And I also want to remind you that all of these tickets are on sale. Volbeat and Ghost at the DCU on February 11th. Tool at the Garden on February 19th. And the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is playing at the DCU Center on November 27th. And all of those tickets are on sale. Want to fill you guys in on this. This got announced since last week. The New England Indie Band Showcase is happening at the Vault in New Bedford. And I know that there's a lot of people down on the South Shore that feel excluded a lot of the time when we have shows like up in Drake-It or have stuff going on. This one's for you guys. It's a free show. It's $10 if you want to reserve a table for you and your friends, but otherwise it's free to get in. And it's a bunch of the biggest local like indie bands, and they're all playing at the Vault in New Bedford. The bands start going on at 7:30. Doors are at 7 o'clock. And I am going to be their special guest MC. And so all the details, the links, everything are up on the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. Red Sox are now winning 3-0. Not going to jinx anything. Just wanted to point that out there. So if you want to go, if you're down on the South Shore, if you're anywhere near the New Bedford area, please come out. It's on November 6th. Doors are at 7. I would love to see you. I'll definitely have a table set up. I'm going to be introducing all the bands and just hanging around that night, trying to check out some great local music. So come and hang out with me. It's going to be a blast. Let's see. Mail call. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you guys is a birthday gift I got. Can you see it? I got this awesome new shirt from Aaron Jones, who sent it, and I got it in the mail as a birthday gift from Aaron Jones, which it's a lightning bolt if you can't see it. But I wanted to say thank you to Aaron. He always sends me really cool stuff. He sent me that Frisbee, and he sends me t-shirts and stuff. I sent him a Mistress Carrie onesie for his new baby. And so we're just kind of always sending each other stuff. And I just love him. So if you haven't checked out Aaron Jones, go back and listen to his episode of the Mistress Carrie podcast. I think it's episode 20 something. I'm starting to forget the numbers. There's so many. but his album is out called Child of the State, and he is just awesome. Oh, John. Oh, hey, John. What's going on, John? I will see you on the 6th. Yeah, I think Red Sox fans are the most superstitious, Trina. I totally agree with you. I'll represent from Dragon Country that night. Thank you very much, Thomas. Let's see. I'll be the one with the white and purple hair. Love it, Annette. Kyle goes, yad, said Joe. I love it. Okay, so I want to show you this. My sister has this amazing knack of buying me the weirdest things. And for my birthday, everybody, like family-wise and whatever, my husband, everybody had kind of asked like what I wanted for my birthday. And there really wasn't a lot. Like, I don't have like a wish list. My husband bought me some of these amazing bamboo sheets for my new mattress that I got. And the sheets are unbelievable. Who would have thought that bamboo would be so soft, but these sheets are unreal. So my sister got me a bunch of new Halloween decorations because my entire family knows how much I love Halloween. She bought me this and I was literally dying. I could not wait to show you guys this. She bought me a pug without skin. Look at this thing. No, wait, hold on. Look. It's a Wednesday without fur. Oh my God, I can't deal. How freaking cute is this? Seriously. Look at this thing. So hilarious. I could not wait to show you guys. I literally could not wait. I got this at the Hair Fest a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to say hi to the guys from Shot of Poison, the Poison tribute band that played at the Hair Fest, because like this is just an example of like really smart marketing by a local band. Like the name of the band is Shot of Poison, and they gave me a shot glass, and it's now added to the shot glass collection here in the War Room. So I want to say what's up to the guys from Shot of Poison. All right, hold on. And then you guys were so sweet and sent me some birthday cards, which, again, you guys don't have to send me anything. You guys are just so sweet. An impossible birthday stunt. Put your tongue on this spot, then sing the birthday song without moving it. You want to put my tongue on it? And it says, don't feel bad. Nobody at the store could do it either. I didn't think, I still don't think we should lick weird stuff. And it's from Jane. And it says, Carrie, you've been an inspiration through all of this shit. Thank you for everything you do. And Jane bought me a coffee. So thank you, Jane. No, you're not supposed to be licking weird stuff still. I know I promised that I was going to lick every doorknob when I got vaccinated, but I have opted not to lick doorknobs right now. I'm still trying to be careful. There's a lot of weird shit going on. You guys sent me the freaking funniest cards. That feeling when you wake up and realize it's Saturday. Literally, that's my face on Saturday mornings when I get up to do my radio show on Saturday mornings. And it says, hope your birthday feels that good. Oh, from Carol. And Carol bought me a coffee too. You guys are the best. You know me so well. Seriously. Saturday morning, I don't look like that unless I have coffee. And then I got this card, and it's from Melissa. She wrote me a little note that I'm just going to keep between her and I, but I wanted to save this card for last because so this just goes to show you what a child I am. So I had a bunch of stuff that I needed to take to the post office. I was at the post office for an extended period of time, and there was a line at the post office. And so I started opening my mail in line at the post office because I'm a child that can't wait 5 seconds to even bring it home. And I opened this card at the post office in line, and it was like, you guys know how it is. Sometimes the post office is like 20 people in line. That was how it was today. It says, for your birthday, an ordinary pug card would not have been right. So that's the front of the card. Wait till you see this. Oh, hold on. Are you ready? I cannot handle this card. Somebody goes, oh, is it your birthday? And I said, no, it was last week, but I can't. I can't. It's not even just the moving jaw. What gets me is the Viking helmet. That, for some reason, is funnier than anything. I am dying. It says, happy birthday. I hope this card makes you laugh because I did. Sincerely, Melissa and Tim. Seriously, Melissa, I can't even handle you right now. I got your other note. You're out of your mind. Thank you. It was amazing. But I literally was dying. And I'm at the post office and I'm like, shh. Shh. Oh, I can't. I'm like tearing up right now. I can't handle it. You guys are amazing. You make me laugh every day. Heinz said that made my day. Seriously, like it's the little things in life, right? And if there's one thing that I think we all have realized spending all of this time together here in the War Room is that there's little things, right? Like we need to cherish the little moments, the jokes, the little moments that make life fun and happy, and you gotta laugh when something's funny. Like you just have to. There's not enough laughter right now. And if a pug wearing a Viking helmet singing you happy birthday can't make you laugh, then you're broken inside. We just need to just be a little more silly in life, I think. I think it's been a little too serious. And you guys know that some days I come into the War Room and I've just had it with the world and I can't hold the tears back and I can't. And then there are days like today where Joe says, I'm not crying, you are. No, Brianna, everybody thought it was really funny. And the people at the post office, because I told you guys, like, the original War Room t-shirts came out long before mistresscarrie.com and before I actually had a shipping method and a way to kind of send out stuff. So those original 844, however many t-shirts we sold out of the War Room, I shipped those out individually at the post office. I became very close with the people at the post office. And I see them all the time. They're the same people that work there. So I walk in, they're like, what's up, Carrie? How you doing? And, you know, if there's mail in there, they're like, ooh, and they'll shake it like, what do you got in there? I'm like, I don't know. And so they thought it was kind of hilarious too. So, yeah. You guys are amazing. So thank you. Speaking of being able to ship stuff, I wanted to let you guys know, I wanted to do something in the online store to kind of commemorate the birthday. And so I thought it'd be kind of funny to celebrate babies that were just born for the week. So this week, the baby onesies that I still have in stock, and there's limited quantities on certain sizes, But while they last this week, you can get baby onesies in every size, both kinds. This one, and this one, for only $10. And you need the code MCBDay, which is right there on the screen. And if you use that code, it's good until next week. You can get baby onesies out of the mistresscarrie.com online store for only $10. So there you go. Can't stop laughing about the card. I can't. Like, this is how it was for like an hour and a half after I got home from the post office. Can't handle it. Hilarious. I needed that. Okay, speaking of birthdays, my birthday week. Oh yeah, sorry. Typo. You guys have to drink. It was very funny, Lisa. Seriously. It was hilarious. Any male people in the war room right now? Sean, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, they were the people at the post office. I mean, obviously, look, I was going in there with tubs of t-shirt envelopes, mailing you guys t-shirts. So, you know, do they come in men's extra, extra large? I need one for a onesie party, says Will. You got some weird ass friends, but no, they come in newborn to 24 months. They come in newborn, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. They do not come in Will double extra large size for your weird onesie party. But the people that work at the post office, at first they were like, what are all of these tubs of things that you're bringing in here? But when I told them that they were war room shirts and that the money was, you know, going to charity and stuff, like they just thought that was really cool. And will you have dog sweaters? So Brett, we were talking about this a little bit in the live stream for the Backstage Pass holders. And everything is taking longer to get samples, to get designs. Just there's a lot of distribution disruption. And so the plan is for Wednesday to have her own section of the online store eventually. That's what I'm working towards because Wednesday is very high maintenance and she likes to have her own things. So I'm actually looking and sourcing products right now for Wednesday to have her own part of the store. And that would include like sweatshirts and stuff for Wednesday and for other dogs too. But I don't have everything situated yet because I never am going to order something until I am able to touch it first, right? So I have to find something that I think I'm going to like, and then I got to get a sample, and then I got to figure out how a logo and stuff is going to fit on it. And then you got to be able to get enough of them that you can order, because that's what's going on with a lot of stuff like t-shirts and stuff, is that they can't get the blanks to print, which is why you guys are going to start seeing a lot of vinyl come out between Record Store Day, which is on Black Friday, and the holidays, because a lot of bands released records months ago, but vinyl has been delayed. So if a band wanted to release an album, like the Black Album, that vinyl just came out the other day, the box set of vinyl, whereas the reissue came out a couple weeks ago because things are just delayed. So I'm working on getting some Wednesday stuff, but I definitely want her to have her own section of the store. But birthdays. Today, if your birthday is today, like Penny's, you share it with Steve Miller. Brian Johnson from AC/DC is 74 years old today, which is just crazy. And Bob Geldof, obviously from the Boomtown Rats and also Live Aid. Today is his birthday as well. So happy birthday to everybody celebrating birthdays here in the War Room. Cheers to you. And speaking of the live stream that we did for the Backstage Pass holders, so if you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, which you can get on Patreon, we do a live stream every month. It's usually, the live stream was already happening on Sunday, October 3rd. Typo. But we do a live stream every month where we get together and talk about stuff. Everybody with backstage passes, I fill them in on who's going to be on the podcast so they can submit questions. You get early access to event tickets like the 150th episode of The Boat. There's also exclusive concert ticket access. And this week, people with backstage passes have access to Slipknot tickets who are playing on Friday night, the Knotfest Roadshow at the Xfinity Center. So if you do not have a Mistress Carrie backstage pass, I suggest you get one. There's also, blog posts and pictures, and it's just a great way for me to be able to directly communicate with you, and you get kind of more access to stuff. And I really love the extra live stream too, because the people with the backstage passes give me a lot of great feedback about what it is that they want. And sometimes here in the War Room, there's so many more people that I can't watch the stream go that fast. So typo drink. I know, Joe. Hold on. I got a drink. So if you don't have a Mistress Carrie backstage pass and you're maybe interested in going to see Slipknot on Friday night, this might not be a bad idea for you to get a backstage pass. I'm just saying. There's a link for the Patreon at mistresscarrie.com, or you can just go to patreon.com/mistresscarrie, but it's all right there. And then a reminder, of course, where you can find me on social, which yesterday, did you guys read that Slipknot, Facebook lost $7 billion. Mark Zuckerberg personally lost $7 billion for a 6-hour outage yesterday between Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, which was crazy. So I got a lot of messages from people that were like, never followed you on Twitter before, but because Instagram and Facebook were down yesterday, there were a lot more people on Twitter. So you find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I do have a TikTok. I'm not on there all the time, but some stuff does get posted. The YouTube is where all of the episodes of Cocktails in the War Room go. So if you do not have Facebook, or you know people that don't have Facebook, so they don't have access to the episodes, you can go to mistresscarrie.com. All the episodes are there, and they are hosted on YouTube. So you don't need Facebook to watch the War Room. You need it to watch the War Room live, but you can always check out the episodes after the fact if you want to check out my YouTube channel. And then obviously also Patreon as well. Sox are still up 3-0 right now. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, my fucking Instagram got deleted because of that crap. No way, Mark. Seriously? Sean says, I am sure the outage had nothing to do with the news about the Facebook whistleblower. Sean, why do you think that would happen? Zuckerberg is eating mac and cheese for the rest of the week, says Trina. Yeah, he's elbow deep in ramen right now because he lost $7 billion of his almost $1 trillion valued company. Yeah, David, see, great minds. David Brito wrote, I think he's a ramen kind of guy. Exactly. Comedian Bob Marley posted today that his Facebook page, posted today on his Facebook page that he fixed the Facebook issue. Check it out. He's hilarious. He is really funny, Ryan. Let's see. It's 9:27 and only the 4th inning. I know, Sean. Like, this is going to be a long, late game. Do you guys remember? Of course you remember. Do you remember how tired we were after the ALCS in 2004 when those games went till after midnight back to back? Like, and then going into the World Series and how late those games were, like literally for 2.5 weeks, none of us got any rest at all. But I was talking about it on the air today and was posting about it yesterday. Just having the Red Sox and Yankees battle it out in a wild card game, watching Tom Brady come back to Gillette against the Patriots' new rookie quarterback, like, for those hours, like, life felt a little normal. Is it like that for you guys? Like, it felt a little normal that I was like, oh my God, like Yankees suck. Like like we could actually say that. And it's always been true, but it just feels nice to like just hate the Yankees again. It just feels good. I don't know about you guys, but it just made me smile. Let's see. Oh my God, it's insane. I was working 12-hour shifts. Will says, yes, I was working overnights then. Yes, but it was worth every minute, says Rachel. Nope, I never watched a baseball game in my life, says Jonathan. The 2004 playoffs were such a blur, and I don't even drink, says Sean. Does the Red Sox games count as cardio, Joe wants to know. Yeah, kind of, seriously. Your heart rate was probably like you were on a treadmill, so absolutely. I was at the Pats game and got to boo Brady. Oh my God, that's the thing I wanted to tell you guys about. So you guys all heard about Schwartzy, right? So I tweeted about Schwartzy, who was the one that was all over the news, all over the memes, that was like, yeah, I'll cheer for Tom Brady, and then I'm going to cheer for the defense to sack him. Schwartzy was like everywhere on Twitter, and I tweeted at Schwartzy, and Schwartzy tweeted me back. And it was like the highlight of my week is that I got a tweet back from Schwartzy. So Schwartzy, if you're joining us in the war room, you totally rock. Pretty freaking hilarious. Christine says that was such a great football game on Sunday. It was. And it was weird being on the other end of a football game with Tom Brady and a possible comeback. Like, I now understand that momentum and that dread when there's too much time left on the clock and Brady gets the ball back. Like, it sucks being on that side. But a 56-yard field goal in the pouring rain that came this close to going through, that's how close we got to winning that game. Like, you know what? With a brand new quarterback, like, I'm going to take that all the way to the bank. Like, so many people I saw online were just expecting the Patriots to have the floor mopped with them. And the game was close. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yes. Tracy says I was in Switzerland for that game. Did you see the memes of Belichick's kid? Yeah, he makes weird faces. Now, I know if you guys were to take still shots of cocktails in the war room, that I'm going to make a lot of weird faces too, but he makes a lot of weird faces. Let's see. Sky is the limit with Mac, says Joe. I'm on the Brady train since I'm in Florida now, says Christine. Look, I still have my Brady stuff. I consider the Bucks like the Patriots South. But you know, I grew up a Patriots fan. Like, I'm not switching teams now. That would be crazy. Hell no. All right. So it feels good to be talking about normal things. Feels really good. Thank you guys for all the love this week. Thank you guys for making my birthday so special. Thank you for the amazing I can't handle it. Can't handle it. Oh, you guys are always there to make me laugh. And that's just one of the many reasons why I love you. So thank you guys so much for an amazing week. I think you're really going to love this week's podcast episode featuring Jerry Cantrell. There's some really good episodes coming. The people with the backstage passes know some of the guests that are coming up already. And there's some really good stuff. So I will see you guys next week. Don't forget about, hold on, here it is. Don't forget about New Bedford on November 6th. And there is also an event coming up at Mickey's Car Wash that Mike Shue and I are going to be doing later this month for Halloween. And all of these events are up in the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. So I would love it if you guys would come and hang out with us. So go to mistresscarrie.com, click the event calendar, get all the details on everything. There's some live streams coming up. Seether's got one. There's one from Sammy Hagar that's coming up. Who else has a live stream that I just put up on the website too? Incubus has a live stream coming up. So there's a lot going on. So keep your eyes on the events calendar. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Go Sox! I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.